rise from the turning sky, through shattered stars, through broken time. The Wardens wait, the dawn arrives. Chrono stills, the world holds breath. Seconds freeze on the edge of death.
Hello and welcome to my vlog. I am William A. Rumley and this is my journey to writing. Stay tuned and enjoy this once a week vlog. And welcome back to the vlog, and this one's a milestone, vlog 60. So in this vlog I want to talk about what it's like to be a published author and meeting up with different people who are interested in the book, who have booked the book, people who have finished reading the book. And I'm going to tell you some stories about how what's been happening with me. Then I'm going back and restarting the archetype, and today we'll be talking about the Everyman or the Everyone. Then I'll give you some updates on how we're doing with the publications, and then stick tuned. This will be fun. So every day, I find out something new, a new feeling, a new idea, a new philosophy, a new way of looking at things. Because as a published author, even with one book and it's out on the self-indie market, as a published author, things get noticed. And so here's a few of the stories of the things that I've noticed and gotten in contact with. For instance, people organically finding my book. A couple of stories about that. Colleagues who have ordered the book and how they feel about it. And I want to talk about that because I saw an article on Facebook I think I want to bring into this vlog. And then the interesting opportunity, probably the first person to organically finish reading the book, and we had coffee and questions came, and that was invigorating to me. Someone not only read the book, they consumed it and now want to know more. And that's my goal. That's what I'm writing for. So let's see what we can do. Oh, as far as the book is going, on the cruise that I did, I marketed the book very much. I gave out a lot of business cards connecting people to the website. After the cruise, I noticed that we had 60 visits to the ordering page on the website. That doesn't mean they're all sales. There's conversion rates or people that make the decision, oh, I'll come back to this, Hopefully they'll watch the vlog. Hopefully they'll see the reels. And that's what we're trying to achieve. But to see my book out there, and it's incredible. So I've already told you the story that on the cruise I met a lady who said that my book was in her father's reading list. I've also met other people who said that friends and family are starting to see the book in a variety of places. And it's working. The global distribution of Lulu.com is working. Takes time. There's a lot of delays, but it's working. And the marketing approach that I've come up with is pretty good. I'm doing it with zero budget. So it's all organic. It's all within the social medias that I have. I am taking full advantage of what I can do. The media boost costs you 20,000 euros. I can't do. But what I can do is I can do you. I can have you tell people about the book. I can see Kobo is telling people about the book, that it's in Apple Books is getting it there. Amazon, slowly but surely, is starting to get around. There are many, many people who are trying to get me to use their services to boost those sales, but those are synthetic boosts. Those are not organic boosts. And I know that the platforms prefer to be an organic boost. And that again comes back down to you. So let's see what else we have. I was so happy after this. I mean, I was on cloud nine for 3 days and then proceeded to do a ton of writing because of it. But this was a real story. One of my first readers um, contacted me and asked if we can have coffee. And I agreed. And he came with his book. And as the image here has it, tons and tons of little papers in it because he had a lot of questions. A lot of questions about the plot, the story, the technology, the characters. The questions were not because he didn't understand it. The questions were, how did you come up with? Where did this guy come from? What is that thing, that technology all about? Why didn't this guy have the power to do that? Most notable is the question, and in my book I have a warden called in the book, I have a character that can move through shadows, but he can't get into the tower. Why? So I came up with an answer and gave it to him. You want to know the answer to that? Read the book and then join my Facebook fan group. Ask a question there and I'll answer it. The other day, I was just shopping and I saw somebody with a book sticking in a bag. And what book do you think it was? I let her alone. I didn't approach her. She didn't notice me, though my picture is inside the book. It was a feeling something is going right. Yeah, when you do self-publishing and then you go through third parties, in this case, Lulu.com self-publishes and pushes my book out onto the market, and they push it into a variety of channels. I can't control those channels. I don't see the results of those channels until sales come in. I don't have any influence on some of those channels, but I do have an author profile on Amazon, and you don't know. If people don't interact with you, you don't know. And then you see that. And you see the book in the wild. And then you go, it's working. It's important to see the marketing is working. And but I will say this, it's 10% of my joy. Why I write is not to sell a book. Why I write is to get someone to read the book and get something out of it, to get some enjoyment, to get some escape, but to capture ultimately the higher ideas that are in the book, to think clearly, and to get beyond popcorn culture. I write, if I have 2 people in the world that read my book, I'm going to be satisfied. Much rather 2 million people read the book, but I don't write to be rich. And I'm in a lot of author forums where I kind of feel that's why people want to release their book. Oh, I'm going to release a book and make $1 million. I don't have to work no more. It doesn't work that way. It's a lotto. It's a lotto. 1 in 1,000 might get a chance, but it's more than that. The authors who are successful, who I have met, all say releasing the book, marketing the book is not how you get your story out there. Is doing stuff like this, vlogging, reels, making social media connections, making face to faces when I have the opportunity to. That's how you make a community. And a good author friend or a good author of mine who's kind of giving me a guide into this, he says, and sometimes the community is more important than the book. So you're the beginning of my community, not my community, the community you let me help form. And seeing the book in the wild, that's also good. But that's just people that maybe we can get into our community to get them into the social media. If there's enough following, some amazing things we can do. This is a quote that I've found really, really useful. Um, the story, the story isn't finished when I finish writing it. It's finished when you start reading it. Revolt on Prime is available now. Detonate, we're working very hard on right now. We're looking at 2027 for its release. I'm also doing the beginning work on Song of Suffering, and I'm hoping that 2027 will see that because I'm doing things in groupings. So an example, I've written the draft for Detonate, I've done the second write of draft of Detonate, and I've given it to my beta reader. While my beta reader is doing their work, I'm writing this first draft of Song of Suffering. When I get the beta reader response back, then I will go back to writing the third draft of, or the third version of Detonate. And then when that's done, I give that to my editor. While my editor is doing her work, I'm going back to Song of Suffering, finish the draft, and give that to my um, beta reader. If I have Song of Suffering and Detonate both with people, I have time, so I'll start book 4. When I get the draft back, or when I get the edit back from Detonate, then I will do my final read, possibly another rewrite, depending if I get some good input from her that I need to strengthen that, add this. This is a lost storyline, fix it. And then I will do that final write and send back to her. Those edits go back and forward sometimes. In the Song of Suffering, same thing. When my beta reader gives me Song of Suffering back, I will rewrite that and get that ready for the editor. I'll only have one book with the editor at a time. If she finishes with Detonate, then I'll give her Song of Suffering, and then I'll be busy with the Unnamed Echo, book 4. All the dates and all the plans are all estimates. Something can happen where everything is delayed for 6 months. We're doing our best for you. If you've read Revolt on Prime, Detonate will be a fun journey, a new journey, and more deeper into what are the forces of the universe, what they're doing to all the planets of the fiber. And then Song of Suffering. Oh my God, that's amazing story. And I didn't when I started it. Okay, Revolt on Prime. I had 2 short stories I was able to use as foundations. Detonate. I have 3 short stories I used as foundations. But Song of Suffering, I've had stories that were not short stories, but poems and feelings and music. So it's getting a different vibe in its creation process, but still going to match the series. I hope you've enjoyed this. Now we're going to move over to the archetype of the Everyman. It took me a while to get my head around this archetype because it's not a singular character, though it can be represented in a singular character fashion. It is the crowd. So here you see a crowd of people, and only one is singled out, but that one kind of represents the ideology of everybody, one in that many. So the every man or the every one, because it could also be a woman, any an alien, a ghost, whatever you need it to be. It's kind of the soul and heart of the group of people you're trying to use as background or foreground in your story. So let's summon up the everyman or the everyone. Gather all who breathe, gather all who dream, let the chorus of humanity rise in one voice. Let us speak of the archetype that belongs to the single hero, but to the entire living world. The every one archetype is a pulse of the collective consciousness, the mystic force that binds the individuals to a shared destiny. It is the archetype of the multitude, the crowd, the civilization, and the species. It is the force that whispers, "You are not alone. You never were. You never will be." Everybody is the ocean made of droplets. Everyone is a constellation made of stars. Everyone is a story made of countless voices. This archetype is the field in which all other archetypes move about. At its heart, the Everyone Archetype carries a single arching truth. Every person wants to matter, needs to be seen, to be counted, to be part of something larger, that their solidarity, heartbeat, the emotional core is a longing for belonging, the desire to be woven into the tapestry of meaning. It is the fear of invisibility, the hope for connection, and the yearning to be part of the great human we. Everyone has two masks, just as all archetypes do, and it's also important to understand both. The outer mask has the face shown to the world, is curated, polished, socially acceptable, the version of them ourselves shaped by culture, expectation, and that needs to fit in. The inner mask is the private self, the messy, contradictory, vulnerable, the self that wonders, if they saw the real me, would I still belong? The Everyone archetype lives in the tension between both these masks, the performance of identity and the truth beneath it. The shadow of everyone is the mob, the dissolution of the individuality into unthinking collective force. It is the conformity without conscious. It is the crowd that forgets its humanity. It is the voice that says, we do this because everybody does. In this, it is in its darkest form, the shadow becomes groupthink, scapegoating, erasure of the individual, the tyranny of the majority, the comfort of the belonging at the cost of truth, and the shadow of everyone is the loss of the self. Whereas the light form of everyone is community, the sacred circle where each person is valued, where differences enrich rather than divide. It is the collective that uplifts. It is the shared fire around which stories are told. It is the recognition that we rise together or not at all. In its highest expression, everyone becomes solidarity and compassion, shared purpose, wisdom of the many, choir that sings with one heart by many voices. The light of everyone is the celebration of self within the whole. The mythic resonance of the everyone is the collective. Every culture has a myth of the collective. The Greek polis, the city as a living organism. The Hindu concept of Indra as net, every being a jewel reflecting all others. Ubuntu, I am because we are. The biblical body of many parts, unity through diversity. The Dreamtime song lines, and the land and the people singing each other into existence. The Norse thing, the gathering where every voice shapes into the law across mythologies. The message is the same. Humanity is a constellation, not a single star. In my saga, the Everyone archetype emerges not as a single character, but as a turning point, a moment when many must awaken, when the ordinary people of the world become unexpected fulcrum of fate. The choice made by the collective will ripple through the destiny of heroes and gods alike. I hope you enjoyed this archetype, and we'll see more next week. And now, updates. Book one, active in the sales. It's coming alive, like I've said in the first section. It's amazing to be an author and have this happening around you and seeing it and being part of it. The beta reader has gotten up to chapter 19 in book 2. There are 40 chapters. And this week I've completed chapter 11 and wrote chapter 12 in Song of Suffering I'm thinking so far now might be 34 or 37 chapters, might be more. And I developed a little bit more music. More on that in a second. So off my website, you will find the Tapestry of Eternity and the Revolt on Prime soundtracks that will take you to the Music GPT account. I've also on Music GPT have From Dreams to Eternity. I haven't put it on the website. It's a little bit connected to the saga, but it's also standalone. I have other albums inside Music GPT that I'm using to develop, and I've been busy making new songs. I've added 2 new songs on the Revolt on Prime. I've added 12 new songs to the Detonate soundtrack. I've added 14 new songs to the Song of Suffering soundtrack. And the music helps me. It helps me in my writing. It helps me in my mental state. So making this music also helps me expand the back end. And these 3 albums are public and available for you to listen to on Music GPT, to download as MP3s, so you can put it on your USBs and you can listen to it on your USB at your device. I personally have all my music on a USB that I put into my car, rocking and rolling down the road every time I come to work. It's fun, exciting, and I do it for you. I do it for myself, but I give it to you. You'll get the other albums when I release the proper books. This week has been a restorative for me. Getting back into the writing, getting the marketing, doing the reels. On top of that, running and doing the family household and taking care of my employment. These things have all come back with a higher sense of not urgency, but desire to work hard. Writing is given me an outlet that I never knew I had. I had some dramas in my life that I needed to deal with. I once had a karate school, and then the stairwell took away my ability to um, do karate. Um, my school slowly faded away after that, but my karate is still in my heart. My creative nature is dominating now. The the writing of the books, writing of the reels, the writing of these vlogs, these are joy in force of chaos. I hope you enjoy the vlogs. Please like and subscribe and share. The first song you heard when you came in is one of the new ones, as will be the song you'll hear on the next slide, departing the vlog, also a new one. Take a few minutes and listen to it. Both are available out of Revolt on Prime, and I hope you enjoy them. Thank you. See you next week. Bill out.
Watched alone.